Hi everyone, it's a Thursday night. It's 8:15. That's the time we're running GG Gaming gone mad these days. It is, of course, Rugby World Cup final weekend. I cannot wait for the action to get going. I tweeted early in the week that the week is simply dragging by. I can't wait for the big final. We also have the small matter of the bronze playoff as well. And there's some other sport this weekend we can chat about. Well, joining me again in studio, as always, it's Gary Lentin down there in Cape Town, I believe. Gary, good to see you on the show. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Brent. I'm equally excited as you are. You know what I mean? There is tomorrow's game for the bronze medal, which obviously we'll discuss and everything. But you know what I mean? That's pretty much not even like kissing your sisters, like having a really ugly sister and having to kiss her. You know what I'm saying?
So it makes a difference if your sister's ugly or not.
What's that?
It makes a difference if you kiss your sister if she's ugly or not.
I suppose if you say goodbye to them, maybe you wouldn't if they were ugly in this way. You know? But it's a crappy type of game to have to play. I'm sure that there's not a single person there, and we know it's an international and it's a cap and it's important, but I don't think there's a single person in the 46, include the two coaches in the 48, that wouldn't rather be at home tomorrow afternoon. That's the truth, you know what I'm saying? Or in a Japanese knock shop. But the last place they want to be is playing rugby, that's for sure.
Excellent. Well, just Z.A. Punter there saying, cheers for the free bet. He got the shirts in the Wales game there, Gary. Last week, he got it we said he had to get within 5, and he went with 18, and it finished on 23. So he just got in there. He got a 2,000 voucher. So well done there to Z.A. Punter. Gary, let's start on the bronze medal game, because I hear what you're saying. Obviously, none of the players want to be there and all the rest. But at the end of the day, I actually quite enjoy this game often as a nice betting heat. And I'm expecting tomorrow to be a fairly open contest, you know, particularly with New Zealand playing in the last, you know, for the bronze medal there. I think they're going to go all out. I don't think they're going to be kicking for posts. I think they're going to be going for tries.
No, exactly. You know what I mean? There's no question about it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a wide open game, which I don't know if Wales can even play. I mean, what we saw last week, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Wales could open a can of tuna. But, yeah, it's going to be a game that will suit New Zealand. They've got nothing to lose. They'll throw it around. And if they do lose, at least they'll have the excuse of saying that they came to play rugby and the other side didn't. I really think it's going to be a barbarian-style game. I hope it is. Unfortunately, I'll have to record it. I'm playing golf. I was such an idiot. I don't know why. For 2 weeks, I thought the third place was on Saturday and the final was on Sunday. I even booked my air ticket back to Joburg accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting and maneuvering. What happens if there's extra time? I better book the 5 o'clock flight. I stuffed up my whole day on Sunday. But so I can't let down the 3 blokes again. So I'm going to go to the golf and record the rugby. And I don't ever watch sports recorded. I just think that it's the least I can do for guys like maybe have it there, you know what I mean, to remember Reid or something, you know what I mean, the guy's gone and what he's done for rugby in New Zealand. He'll always be, in my opinion, and I will get on to the more important things of punting later. But Reid, as great as he's been, is he not a little bit of an unsung hero, eh, Brent? I mean, played 130-odd games and he's won World Cups and everything, but he's not a McCaw, he's not a Carter, not a Fitzpatrick, he's not a Colin Mead, he's not a Jonah Lomu. He's not, you know what I mean? He may not even, you know, and he may not even be a Zinzan Brook in people's mind. You know what I'm saying? But he is a legend, and he's probably the most solid 8th man we've ever seen in our time, eh, Brent?
Yeah, no, he is. He's really done well. Look, I must admit, I was one of the guys suggesting that New Zealand might be taking him one tournament too far. And I don't think let's face it, he hasn't had a bad tournament. I think they just ran into a phenomenal England team last week, and they were outplayed right across the park. But yeah, I think he'll be looking to go to how you got. I mean, it's amazing when you look at this New Zealand team, Gary. You got the likes of Ben Smith, who couldn't make the 23 last week. There's some real quality there. And a lot of guys playing their last international. That can often backfire on a team, I find, where there's all this emotion and they don't play to their best. But you just got the feeling that Hansen will have them up for this. And I mean, looking at the betting, open handicap was minus 18.5. I think most bookies, including yourself, sitting at minus 19.5. Now, I did the preview for Good for the Game. I make the New Zealand handicap a good thing. Yeah, I just don't see Wales offering that much to this match, Gary.
I agree with you 100%, Brent. If conditions are fine, you know, you just think there's so much talent in this All Black side. We've both been on the same page, not for 1 week or 3 weeks or 6 weeks in the World Cup started. I think we've been going through it for a long, long time, you and me, and agreeing that the strength had moved away from New Zealand. It was an aging New Zealand side, and that aging became an aged New Zealand side in the past 6 months. Brent, the cracks were there for everybody to see. You know, they drew at home with South Africa. You know, they lost to the Wallabies. They've lost to Ireland in the last year. You know, the cracks were there for everybody to see. They didn't play substandard rugby last week. That is the standard of this All Black side, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying, for them. But let's not make any mistakes here. You know what I'm saying? They will go back and build from a ground level. They've got enough people there to get it up to a world-class side in a matter of months. There's no doubt about it. If anybody wants to phone me and have a private bet with me on the championship next year, and I want to have a little bet, even money, South Africa, New Zealand, to see who finishes in front. Bear in mind, you might be back in the World Champions against a team that comes fourth. We don't know that yet. But if anybody wants to take, SA against New Zealand, wherever they finish in the championship next year, I'm prepared to lay 12 to 10 South Africa up to. They can't buy me out, Brent. That's just
they can't buy you out. You'll have no problem.
No. Unlimited. It's like the water in the ocean. If you want salt water, you can't buy me out there either. The fact of the matter is, they will rebuild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the one thing that they do, the continuity is always there. Think about it, Brent. They went straight from McCall to Reed. They went straight from Carter to Barrett. You know what I'm saying, Brent? There's always somebody there,
Always somebody there to step up.
Take the responsibility. You know what I'm saying? They went from, Graham Henry, you know what I'm saying, to Hansen,
Just to stop you there for a second, Gary. Shane, we've got a number of European guys. Are they allowed to open accounts with you? Are you allowed to open European accounts? Can they drop you an email?
They're always that we can do it 100% legally, Brent. So, just ask him to send me an email, Gary at GGGaming.bet, and we'll certainly assist him and get everything done,
Excellent, Shane. So you can get hold of Gary that way. If you have any trouble, come through to me.
Shane, which one are you, the blonde one or the dark-haired guy?
You can answer that one.
At first, I thought it was Starsky and Hutch, I must be honest, But, I'm with you 100%, Brent. I'm not even convinced that Wales will be in the game for 45 minutes, I think that Wales could get slaughtered from the word go. They're not let's be honest, they're not a very good side, you know what I mean? And that's what concerns me about the Springboks on Saturday, They couldn't put Wales away in the first half. Wales weren't there in the first half, Brent.
And then, Wales lost a couple of players due to injury in that first half. So you really did expect. I was actually, the England game, I made good money. You and I think, have been on England all tournament. We've been telling people their cracks with New Zealand. So good stuff there. But then I must admit, I thought the Boks would put this Welsh team away, and they didn't. And that second half was very, very disappointing for me. But Gary, what I'm going to suggest is we have our first comp of the night. You can just, and maybe we should do a shirt number one. The shirt numbers is quite popular, but what I like about the shirt numbers in this game is it should be quite volatile. I think we'll get a big spread. It could well be a scrappy. I was looking at the history of these third bronze medal matches. They're not particularly high scoring generally, but obviously with New Zealand playing, everyone's thinking it's going to be high scoring. So we should get a nice range. What do you think of a try scorers one for our first promo of the night?
Let's go with this. Let's do it three ways, Brent. Wales. Okay. Very nice. Wales shirts, right, for 1,000. But you got to get that one because that's not so difficult, right? Wales shirts for 1,000. All Black shirts for 2,000 within 3 points, within 3 numbers, and combined within 5 points for 3,000. And you can only win one. So if a guy wins 3, he gets the bigger one first. All right. Brent,
yes, okay.
And third,
and the combined one, you got to be within 5, and the others, you got to be within 3.
3, I think 3 for the All Blacks, 1 for the Wales.
One for the Welsh. Fair enough, because they're probably only going to score 1 try.
If they're lucky, right? If they get there early and they don't play in the national anthems, they start before the All Blacks do, or maybe kick off during that, they might score a try. No, they're a really crappy side. I've been so disappointed with them throughout the whole competition. I thought that they showed so much in the first half against Australia.
Yes,
but they flattered to deceive. It was that was their 40 minutes of fame in this World Cup. Let's be perfectly honest, Brent. If that Frenchman hadn't lost his mind, right?
Yes.
Wales would have got beaten by 20 points flat. You'll never prove it. You can't prove it. But in my humble, they would have been beaten 20 points flat 2 weekends ago.
Chris McGowan there, also one of our overseas viewers, going Wales shirt total 0. It's not a bad call that. Just remember, guys, you can put them all on one, or it'll make it easier. We want to know Wales shirts, New Zealand shirts, and also combined shirts. So let's see if we've got a few examples. Your mate upstairs there, Gary, Zach Block, Wales 9, New Zealand 36. He clearly hasn't added his together there, or if he has, he's added it incorrectly.
The other thing with Chris said, what Chris said, instead of going 0, go 1. At least you get the 2 as well.
That's true.
You know, there goes Nico.
Yeah, because you've got to be within 1. So at least, you could. In fact, you could argue you should go. No, mind you, yes, you want the 0 playing for you. Yeah, so you go 1.
Yeah, 1's the answer instead of. So we'll let him change it to 1. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Nico. No, I mean it's going to be a fun game, and you know what I mean, for all the wealthy blokes that don't have to graft. Tomorrow's a lacquer day to sit at home and watch the rugby, and you know what I mean, get ready for Saturday. You know.
That's it. It certainly is. There's Jason Denman also not expecting much from Wales, and he's adding his together to get the final tally there. So we've got some interesting combinations coming in there, and Peter's just clarified he also is combining his for 60. So it should be a good game. I do expect New Zealand to score tries. Gary, I'll tell you what I've climbed into. I got it early in the week. In fact, Southpaw on our forum tipped it at 17-20. New Zealand over 4.5 tries. I see it has shortened quite considerably. It's in. I got 7-10. I think it's into about 6-10. But that's my main bet for tomorrow. New Zealand over 4.5 tries. He was making the point that he doesn't think they're going to kick for the corner, and I suspect he's right. I think they're going to run everything, and at some stage the floodgates will open.
Yeah, they will kick for the corner. They won't kick for posts, is what you wanted to say. Yeah, 100%. You know.
Some predictions coming in, but yeah, I mean, as you say, if you're not working tomorrow, it's a great game to watch. But the big one, of course, Gary, is on Saturday, 11 o'clock. We've got England up against South Africa. I must admit, it's been fascinating just being in South Africa for this last week, because there's been a tremendous amount of positive sentiment. And I mean, I'm a hardened punter, Gary, in the sense that I long ago sort of stopped betting with my heart type of thing, you know. And I've been in England all along. So I've looked at this game and I've come up with the conclusion that this is England's game to lose. You know, I'm expecting them to win comfortably. But there's been a lot of guys, a lot of punters I know like South Africa. But if you look worldwide, I'd have to say that the money's come for England, because they seem to have gone out everywhere.
Look, when they open on Sunday, right, after South Africa beat Wales, they came out straight away and bet 365 at 3.5. We came out at 5.5. And I've said today, they'll start at 5.5. You know, they're not going to get to 3.5.
Yes.
We'll do a total points in that game as well. We'll do one more bet.
I think it's 52.5 is the quote there on that game.
So let's do total points. Let the guys let's do a competition there as well, Brent. But they got to get a spot on. Anybody that gets a spot on more than one will divide it. Anybody that gets a spot on another 2,000 in that game, okay? Okay,
for total points. Is that in the New Zealand game, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So we want the total points, guys. You must get it spot on, and we'll divide it if there's more than one.
Right. Exactly. So they came out at 3.5, which was always going to be too low. Let's be perfectly honest, you know. It moved during the week before what I call the real professionals coming into the market. You know what I'm saying, Brent? The truth is the real professionals, I'm talking about on a worldwide basis, are only going to come in when they see the teams. They got spotters at the camps watching what's going on as well. You know what I'm saying? And the real massive money started to come now at worldwide. You know what I'm saying? And if you go now and you offer 5 to 10, so let me just tell you where we are. We came out and had I don't know if you saw our special, Hedge Your Bets, and Hedge Your Bets with like 6 to 10 SA.
Okay, no, I missed that one.
My price boost, and I said I'm limited to 100,000 Rand. It went in a matter of half an hour, Brent. Then we went back, Hedge Your Bets at 11 to 20, and limited another 100,000 Rand. Went in not much longer, you know what I'm saying? So, but what I'll do is for this show, if anybody needs 11 to 20 England to lift the trophy, I'll keep 50,000 aside for that, because the truth be told, you can go like 5 to 10, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yes.
5 to 10 England now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the realization and the people that watched the New Zealand game and at first thought when they listened to Hansen, New Zealand didn't arrive, have now realized what those of us that didn't back New Zealand, that backed England, saw the whole game. And that was that New Zealand side played as well as England allowed them to play.
Exactly.
Let's be perfect with Brent. They never had a kick for pole, New Zealand, if I remember correctly. You know what I'm saying? The only time they scored a try is when the reserve hooker came on and he got his line-out calls, right? Otherwise, they don't score that try as well. You know what I'm saying? They were totally shut out of the game.
Yeah, it was one of the most comprehensive performances. I think. I might have been a bit caught up in the moment, so to speak. I was watching in a beer tent at St. Stithians at a water polo tournament, and it was most of the guys were shouting for England, mainly because they wanted England to get in because they saw the Springboks' best chances of playing England. I was shouting them, of course, for a totally different reason. But it was quite a festive atmosphere. But honestly, to me, I rate that as one of the most complete rugby performances I've ever seen by a team, without a doubt.
No, there's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? And to almost shut out the All Blacks and, you know what I mean, win that convincingly. And the other thing was, when the All Blacks scored their try, they got to within, 6 or 7 points. Am I right? I think 6
with
points.
6, because they would have been 13-7 down then, yeah.
And they just, you know what I mean, pulled away again and never looked like letting the All Blacks score another point. I went for physio, I don't know whether it was Monday or Tuesday. So I go to the Springboks main physio is a girl called Renee. And she's got a practice here in Cape Town, which I've been going to for a couple of years. And obviously she's not there, so she's got her partners there or locums, whatever they're called. And she was saying that she thought that when she spoke to Renee, that Springboks' biggest chance was that the All Blacks have always had something over them, where the Springboks believe they have something over England. But I promise you, Brent, there are not going to be any mind games in this. You're not going to win a mind game against Eddie Jones, right? This England side has been prepped for 4 years. That's the truth.
No, I'm with you there 100% on that one, Gary. And looking at the final, then I took some of the early -3.5. I was actually on a WhatsApp group with a couple of the boys who are on the show, and they were asking if because sometimes on our rugby show we end up laying each other a few fun bets, And I was saying, guys, I'm happy to lay you all the +3.5 South Africa you wanted. Of course, within about half an hour, the line quickly moved out to 4.5 and now 5.5. But that's the way it's gone, and I think the money's absolutely spot on here, Gary. I don't see us living with them. It might be tight early, but the way England play, I think they're going to be too strong over the 80. I just wanted to know one thing, Brent. Sorry, when you lay these bets, where do you pay your gambling tax? In Gauteng? Sorry, or
Look at
that doesn't bother me. No, I almost go back, right? He's on bookmaking. That's a good question. It is booming in certain respects. It's a good business, there's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? The sport continues to grow, Shane, and the sport is really popular. Horse racing is very much in the doldrums and under a lot of pressure. I'd be happy to discuss all of this with you offline, Shane. Anytime you want, I can get you.
You know what? We do another show sometime, Gary, just for a bit of fun. Talk about the general industry and sports betting and stuff like that.
Good.
Yeah,
we must. Next week we'll even start with 15 minutes of that. But just to go back to, doesn't this remind you of 2007? Just roles reversed, Brent, when you just knew South Africa were a better side than England. And you knew that didn't matter what England threw at them, South Africa were going to win that final, I almost get the exact reverse feeling here that England know and South Africa know. And unless something goes wrong, I think England win it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that unless something goes wrong, I'll say that again, I think that they'll win it by more than 12 points. I'm doing a show, Joe. I'll call you now. I think they'll win it by more than 12 points. I honestly believe that. You know what I'm saying, Brent? And
in my preview, I took the -4.5, and I took England over 12 points.
Yeah.
I think we 100% aligned.
I wouldn't take England 1-12. I don't think that's a certainty at all. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? But
I took them over 12 points to win by over 12.
Yeah. So my honest opinion is that, things can go wrong. I just think the biggest mistake so far that I've seen in the whole build-up to this test match is playing this clown as a referee, right? This is a mongrel. I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to say that. I don't know. But this is he is just, I don't know how he got a semi-final. Now he gets a final. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the man is just moronic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really upset about that. I think that, you know what I mean, they could have given, I suppose he's had too many finals before, but I don't think he's a right.
I believe Owens was injured. I heard Nigel Owens was actually injured. I don't know how much truth there was to that, but I did read on that. I haven't seen much subsequent to that, but I did see something about Owens being injured and not up. Look, I don't mind old Gosses actually, but what worries me, and quite frankly would worry me no matter who the ref was, is that we're going to get some sort of ridiculous red card call early in the game against one of the teams. I just hope that. Hey,
that would be a disaster.
Yeah, that would be a disaster. And I say that for either team because honestly, even I want to watch a game of 15 guys. The way they're going to play this game, it's going to be so hard and physical and fast. And I want to watch them going at it for 15 minutes. I mean, sorry, for 80 minutes, and with 15 men.
Well, I truly believe that they should have thought about it before because what you say is so right. And I think that they should have come up with something for the final that if a guy gets a red card or a red card offence, right, he should be sent off for 50. He should be sent off and a replacement comes on in 15 minutes later. Hey, Brent, that goes off for the whole game, and 15 minutes later, replacement comes on. Not 10 minutes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes is a long time in rugby.
It is.
Survive with 14. So the punishment would be harsh enough, but you've still got a chance. If somebody gets, just go back to that quarterfinal. That French game. The French played brilliant with 14 men, Brent? You've got to give them credit, right? Tackled their ollies off. They contested at the breakdown. They did absolutely everything that you could ever ask for them, right? But they just couldn't survive 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying, Brent? And like you say, what happens if it goes in the first 5 minutes? Well, then we may as well go watch, you know what I mean, the croquet that's taking place at Hamilton's up the road from me, you know?
No, that's it. Ruan Farid is asking the question here. You have touched on it, obviously, the betting movements, but what sort of action have you seen at GG itself, Gary? Have you found the patriotic punters coming in, or were you still mainly laying England?
No, so far it's been just one-way traffic, Ruan. We haven't, I'll be honest with you, I would say that 95% of the money has been for England, and that's why. I don't think so, and we can discuss that as well offline, you know what I'm saying? But and I'll tell you why when I do speak to you. But I think that, like I said, 95% of the money has been coming for England. It's because I just think that, like I said, the professional punters, Brent, the world of betting is much smaller than people understand. That is the truth, you know what I'm saying? And even here in South Africa, in a little village far, far away from where the real action in real currency takes place, right? You go 6 to 10 on a, you know what I mean? I don't want to mention other competitors' things. You go 6 to 10 on an exchange here, right? You will lay that to an overseas consortium. That I will guarantee. You go offer 100,000 rand at 6 to 10 on an exchange England, and I promise you now it will go in 3 minutes flat, and I promise you the money is leaving the country.
Yes.
One way or another.
Yes.
The money might be the bet might have taken by South African, but he's doing it for somebody overseas who works for somebody overseas. That I promise you. And this isn't just conspiracy theories. This is the way it works, Brent. Even 100,000 rand, I pick up 100,000 rand, another 50, this is in it. And eventually it comes to 100,000 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And, these 100,000 pounds adds up, No,
that's for sure. And funny, I wrote my Citizen article this week about the fact that because I'm on England, I'm going to be watching with a whole lot of box. But, I've got to, at the end of the day, my money's down on the English and I'm there. And other people will frown on that. But I say it's the same as taking your money out the country and, for example, hedging against the rand or something like that. What's the difference,
Well, at the end of the day, you're having a bet and you're hoping for a team. You know what I'm saying, Brent?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean on Monday morning if South Africa win and you paid everybody, you know what I mean? You won't be happy for them and what happened for the country. Of course you will be. And I promise you now, there are people in England that are supporting South Africa as well. So you don't have to feel bad. I'll tell you the truth. I think that in 99, when was it? I can't remember too many people in the stadium other than me that were shouting for the All Blacks. You know what I'm saying? And I took my punishment like a man. I've taken it before at Ellis Park in the old days when I went there and everybody punted their say with me and I had to sit there and, pretend I enjoyed it. And even driving home, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. I think I had an All Black flag in my window. Some guy kept bouncing my car the whole way down the wild. But anyway, so you got to go for what you believe and what you want to do. And you don't have to worry about it. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? I've always said, we all like rulers. And we can all bend to a certain place, and where we break, we have different breaking points. You know what I'm saying? And just backing somebody to beat the Springboks, you don't have to feel bad about it unless the Springboks win. Then you'll feel like a complete wuss, But you can support them and shout, and you know what I mean. Whoever wins, wins. It's a game at the end of the day, isn't it, Brent? At the end of the day.
Look, exactly. And also, even the match itself and the handicap. It's one thing having money on England outright, but when I saw that -3.5 early. There was no ways I wasn't getting involved in that because I know you said I think about 6.5 or 5.5. I actually thought I would have priced this game at 8.5. That I knew the market would be. I thought it might get to 6.5, but in my view, anything under 3-4 points under 8.5, and I simply had to get involved there. So it's going to be an interesting one.
You're 100% correct. Anybody can stand and argue with me and say whatever they like. This is a 7.5 or an 8.5 point line, no doubt about it.
Excellent. Well, Johan Loopscher mentioning 1,000 rand bet with Oracle. Johan, watch the next show because I've got no doubt that more money will be changing hands. Oracle owes us a few rand after last week, so it's going to come out firing, no doubt. And we know we'll make sure we pay our betting tax, Gary.
Don't worry about that. No, so yeah, I mean, it really is leading for a great game because even 8-pointers get beaten. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, England were 8-point underdogs on Saturday last week. You know what I mean? And they managed to turn that a mile, Brent. So the game's not over. Let's be perfectly honest. I always said, I don't know if you remember on the show, I always used to have a saying that it's like tying your shoelace. It's hell of a easy, but you still got to do it.
Yes, that's true.
You can't look at your shoe and hope that the lace somebody else is going to tie it. That don't happen, you know.
The total points line, it is low.
It is very low, but I mean, previous finals would suggest that that's why the line has come out here. Right?
Yes.
If you go through every single final that's been played, I don't think you're going to find too many that got to 38, Brent?
No, that's it. I think there was when Australia beat France, I think that was a fairly high-scoring one. But generally speaking, I mean, we even had, when New Zealand started in 2011, like 19-point favourites or whatever against France. That match finished 8-7. Yeah, there were 15 points in total. I mean, Hendrik Swart, I can tell you, is a big unders punter, and he's saying unders all the way. I must say, I also like unders, but I'm so involved in the handicap and that I'm not really going to worry too much about the points line. And Gary, what are we gonna do on this game? You want to do a first scoring player game? That's also quite a nice one. What are you thinking?
We've got to do a few things, Brent. Let's go this way. I want to go something ridiculous that nobody's going to catch, and if they do, they deserve it, right? So,
okay.
But we're going to do this. It's a lot of hard work for everybody, but I want people to send the first 10 scoring plays, right? And who gets them? I mean, it's not possible. I know that, but don't worry. Just hear me out, right? So you send your first 10 scoring plays. So a try by X, convert by thing, penalty by so-and-so, right? It's damn difficult and there's a lot of homework. I wouldn't be surprised if nobody enters. But anyway, we're going to give away some money at the end anyway, okay? Anybody gets 9 or 10 right, okay? First 9 or all 10 gets 100 grand, okay? 8 will get 50,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it gets divided if there's more than one winner, right? 8 will get 50,000. And I mean, 8 might not be as difficult as you think because the first 4 scoring plays might all just be penalties. You know what I'm saying, Brent?
Yes.
And then 6 and 7 get 25. No, let's make it 7 gets 25 and 5 or 6 gets 10. Wow.
Okay.
Top my wife's got on TV.
Okay, so this is for the Bok game, Ruan, for he's asking, okay? So yes, it's for the Bok game. So you're going to email. I'm going to say the guys must email me.
Email you and you'll send it through to me, Brent.
I'll send it through. And let's have a look if Oracle's got this right. He's saying SA penalty times 4 Pollard, then a penalty by 4, then 2 tries by Mapimpi, all converted by Pollard, then a try no conversion by England and 3.
Right. SA penalty by 4 Pollard. That's 4. Penalty by 4, 5. 2 tries. Try and convert is 6, 7. Right.
Then another one, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So he's actually predicted the first 15 scoring plays.
He's like gone into next year's winning the World Cup in 4 years' time. He's got to but that's fine. That's what you're doing, because for 100 grand, it costs you nothing to do it. Just when you look there, try no conversion, just tell us who that try is. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you don't want to miss out on a technicality there, somebody else gets it. You know what I mean? Somebody follows your wisdom, copies exactly what you say, and then they try there by 4, and you miss out because of that. So put in who you want there. But Oracle's gone right into the next World Cup, but that's okay, you know. You don't have to get.
You can email me, guys. You can email me, or if you want to, you can do what Oracle did and just put it in the live chat. There's no problem with that. Okay.
So now
I'll have to have a go at that one, Gary.
Yeah. Definitely a bit of fun. You know what I'm saying? And then let's just go for first try scorer for 1,000.
First try scorer for 1,000.
And yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? First try scorer. Let's go first try scorer for 1,000, last try scorer for 1,000 as well, Brent?
Okay. Those you can enter in the live chat, guys. I see guys are putting their stuff up here. Let's just have a look here. England penalty, SA penalty, England penalty.
Emil, that's too easy. You got to tell us who the guy is.
I was going to say, you got to say, like, is it Ford, Farrell, Pollard?
Correct. You know?
So just make a note, guys. If you're entering the first or last try scorer, just make a note which one you're entering, because some people are throwing back, for example, May.
we'll just go, if they put May, it's going to be May first try scorer, right? It's only
Okay.
they've got 2. You know what I mean? Or we can do, Brent, let's give them a chance and just say that if he goes May counts for first and last try scorer. Give the guys a chance. You know what I'm saying? So in for a penny, they get the pound for nothing, you know? I just think that in the first 10 scoring plays, don't write off a guy. What's the England fullback's name now? I forget his name.
Daly, whacking a long one over.
That could easily slip in. Don't just think Ford and Pollard. You know what I'm saying? He could get one from the halfway line if necessary. I mean, he hit the one on Saturday from a long way out. You know what I'm saying? And he only pushed it wide. I mean, he had all the distance. But I mean, the truth of the matter is, whatever we say, we've said everything. We've given our opinions, Brent, which mean very little in the whole big scheme of everything, you know. But at the end of the day,
Here's an optimist for you, Gary.
Man of the match, or he's calling his mom when he what? I can't work that out.
No, he's saying Billy Leroux's going to be man of the match.
Oh, okay, yes. Let me tell you something. I had a feeling that Willie Leroux was going to come to the party on Saturday, but I don't know why. So I had this feeling for like 2 or 3 days. It's been bugging me that Willie Leroux. It's been a strange feeling, but then I went to the toilet and it appeared, and the feeling went away straight away. You know what I'm saying? So I feel much better now. I'm cured. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great game. Like I said, we've said everything. Saturday can't come quickly enough. You know what I'm saying, Brent? And you know what I'm saying? Let's just see where we go.
Excellent. Yeah, it's going to be good. Gary, that's pretty much the rugby covered. Anything else on this weekend that catches eye? There's a bit of English Premier League action, but I mean, for me, it's all about the rugby. I've looked at nothing else.
No, exactly. I mean, last night I scored the soccer 10, as it turned out. You know what I mean? And in the last game, well, not the last game, but one of the games, I had the full field, right? It was the Liverpool game. And
yes. Oh, wow.
The result for me, you know what I'm saying? And then I had to find somebody to score against them. What a game, though. 5-5, and each goal was better than the next, Brent. It was just, I don't know if you watched it at all.
I didn't. I only read about it. Yeah, I couldn't believe. When I saw 5-5, I just assumed that was penalties, you know? But I realized, then I was told that it actually finished 5-5.
Yeah. No, the penalties finished 5-4. So, I mean, there were more goals than there were penalties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let's actually hope the World Cup final goes like that. It wouldn't be fantastic, Brent, if this game is won by the team that scores the most tries and that dominates and plays the best rugby. You know what I mean? That would be absolutely fantastic, you know?
Excellent. Chris McGowan just making the point. He thought England looked more composed after winning their semi, and South Africa looked a bit more sort of relieved, I suppose, or excited. We'll see now. It's not long to go before we can see what happens there. Anything else from your side, Gary, before we knock off?
No, like I said, we've given a few free bets there. Let's one stop after the World Cup. Next week, like I said, Brent, don't let the people think it's going to be a boring show. It'll be a good show. It'll be a great show. We'll talk about the whole industry for a while. We'll give away some money, and we'll start focusing on my poker tournament that starts the weekend after that, where you've got already, we've given you a seat in event one, which hopefully, you know what I mean, you'll do more than just keep the seat warm for the guy that takes over after you. Hopefully, you'll be there to the final table. But, you know, we'll give away a few more seats as well during the course of the weekend. Like I said, you know what I mean, guys, it only happens once every 4 years. It is just a game. You know what I'm saying? Whoever wins, let's hope it's the best team, and let's just enjoy it, and fantastic whatever happens.
Excellent. It's going to be great, Gary. Great chatting to you again, and look forward to speaking to you next week, and hopefully you and I are on the right track this weekend.
Let's, like I said in my name, they make us victorious, happy and glorious. Let's see what happens, Brent. It's always great to do the show. And, you know, we'll talk before then, but we'll talk to all the viewers again on Thursday night with more giveaways and everything. And, you know, just wishing everybody a wonderful weekend and some great punting.
Excellent, Gary. Thanks very much. Look forward to next week. And thanks, everyone, for joining us in the live chat. Just a reminder, 10 minutes from now, the Handicap Rugby Chat That Matters. This is going to be a show not to be missed. We're going to have a full panel. We're going to have Oracle Rugby. The conductor, Brendan Wessels, will be there. Couch Critic, he's back to flying form. And, of course, Hendrik Swart as well. I'm going to be navigating those boys, and I'm sure we're going to have a few cash bets flying around between us. Also, a reminder just to subscribe to our page. And if you are watching on Facebook, the next show, you can like our page there as well. Guys, it's been great seeing you all in the live chat. Let's hopefully have someone winning one or two of these vouchers. Certainly, I think those vouchers in the first game are very winnable. The Bok ones could be a little bit tougher, and I'm sure we'll get some guys nailing the first try scorer. Thanks very much, everyone, and we'll see you in around 10 minutes' time.